Okay, so today I will tell you how to configure Java setup. You can do the Java setup in your system. So first of all, you have to download the JDK. Okay, you'll go in the Google and just type download JDK 8 or JDK 8 download. Okay, so you can see we will get this site. Okay, here you can see we having the Java. Okay, where is Java 8? Okay, no problem. I will share one link. Okay, from there you will get it. This is Java 17, but we are not using Java 17 frequently. Okay, no problem. Okay, so I have a one link. I will share this. Okay, Java 8. This link I will share. If you are the new users, might be you have to create an account for Oracle. Okay, so if you will go here, you can see we having the Windows. We use the Windows and you will get this exe file. You have to download this exe file. If you will click, might be they will ask you this login. If you don't have an account, so you have to create an account, but I have already account. So if I will do the sign up, this you can see this is downloading, but in my system we have already, that is JDK. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel this. Once you will download this, just go for the download location and install this. Just you have to click. If you will click, just you have to go for next. That's it. Like how we are any software you are installing, same thing you have to do. After install, if you will install this, then you can go to the C drive, and in C drive be having the Java folder. If you will install this, you will get this two folder, or if you will not get this two folder, means your JDK is not installed properly. Okay, so you have to verify your JDK is installed properly or not. So you will be having the two folder, JDK and JRE. Okay, once you will install this, then you have to download this Edit Plus. Okay, so you can just go Google and type Edit Plus download. Okay, just it is also like the same, just go for the free trial and you can download this 64-bit here. Okay, so again you will get one exe file. You have to do the same thing. You have to just go to that location. So in folder where it is, it will download in the download location, and again you have to do the same thing. Just how you software you are installing. If you will click this, you can run and just next whatever the next is coming, just click on that button. So I'm going to cancel this. Once you will install this JDK and Edit Plus, then you have to configure this Edit Plus with JDK. So what you have to do, you have to go in the download folder. Sorry, you have to go this tools, preferences, and you have to go for user tools. Okay, in user tool you can see we having the group. So by default group name is there. Then you have to do add tools program. So what you have to do, how to execute the Java code. So we have to compile and we have to execute, right? So compile, just you can write here compile. You can write any name, but first we will do the compilation, right? Then after that, what you have to do here, you have to write the compile. It's in my system already, I configured this, right? So here you have to compile. So just you can click on triple dot, go to the C drive. In C drive we having the Java program, Java JDK bins. In this folder you have to select the Java C exe file. Okay, just select open. If you will do that, this location we will get it. Okay, after that you have to select file path something, right? So here you have to select file path, this one. Then after that you have to select file directory, this. Okay, so you have already this, and now again you have to add. So this things we are giving the path for Java to this exe java.cexe file to compile our code. Then we have to execute our code, right? So you can see same thing we can do here also. Just you can do add tool program. You can see here you can write here execute or run whatever. Then you can go for this triple dot C, then Java program, and you can see we having the Java JDK beans, and you have to select this one. Okay, for execution we will select this one and just click open. I'm going to do cancel. Again, what you have to do here, you have to select file name not extension, and here you have to select this. You can see same thing we have here, right? File name not extension. Then after that you have to click on apply and okay. Okay, once you will do this, then you will get some. I'm just closing this, then just open this pop-up will come. Okay, you should not do anything, just drag down here. Okay, that's it. Then you can start your file. So which file? Java file, right? So you can write any test, or yesterday you can save in any directory, any place. Okay, so I am saving in my place. So this is the Java test. So where is my location? Some Java. Okay, and Java practice I'm saving. Okay, saving this. Just you have a extension dot Java. Click save. Okay, yes. Okay, once you will do that, just press Ctrl 1. It will compile. If you will press Ctrl 2, it will execute. Means your Java and this edit plus is configured properly, right? So yesterday just I have given how to start your Java code, right? So here we cannot write logic as a class level. If you will write logic as a class level and if you will compile this, you will get error. Okay, so logic system.out.println is your logic. So we cannot write the logic as a class level, right? So here we can write inside this method. What is the method? So this is by default this code is coming. So method, why we use the method, right? So yesterday we have discussed. So actually we have some we are going to develop one software, right? So in one class, or we having the multiple classes, and same thing we have to do, right? So we having the 100 test cases. In 100 test cases we have to launch our browser and we have to log in our application, right? So we cannot write this 10 line of the code you have written the you are logging the application. Again 100 test cases, we cannot write same 10 line of the code for every place. Then what we can do here, we will create one method. I will tell you what is public and all. Login page. Okay, I'll create here, and here we have developed the logic to login page. Okay, just here I'm giving this dummy things, right? So what we can do here, simply I will call this method. Okay, so today I'm going to explore method concept. Okay, so here this is, we will get compile time error. We cannot write the logic as a class level. So what is the method, right? Any repeated task we have, right? So we will write inside this method block. Again, you cannot blindly create a method, so we having the again types of the method. Okay, so how to create a method? So this is the complete syntax of the method. Okay, so this is public, private, protected, and default. So this is called your accessibility modifier. When you will write public means you can access anywhere. Okay, so first is your accessibility modifier. This is optional. As per the project requirement, we will give the access to the users. Like my method will not use others people, right? So I will make as a private. This method we can access within the class only. Okay, if you this method we can use anywhere, right? You can say this is your main method. Main method we can use, Frequently, without main method, we cannot execute the code, Java code. Why? Because without main method, we are not able to interact with JVM. So JVM developer had developed one common method that is called main method, right? Public. This is your optional. As per the project requirement, we will do that. This is your accessibility modifier. This is called non-accessibility modifier. So we having like, again, we having the two types of the member in Java, a static and non-static. I will come on that what is a static and non-static. So now this is also optional. As per the project requirement, we will use this. Okay. Here you have to give some return type to the method. If you will not give, then your method will not work. So what is the return type? I will tell you later. So this is mandatory. You must be give return type. Again, there is two types of the return type, void type or non-void type. I will come on that. Then this is your method name. Method name is mandatory. Okay, you must be give this method name. This is mandatory, and this is called parenthesis. Okay, or this is called, this complete syntax is called method signature or method prototype. You can see this parenthesis, we are a small bracket opening and closing here, and here we are passing some value. Okay, so this is called parameter. Okay, but in here this is also optional. As per the project requirement, we will give here what is a string. So a string is a class, and this is the array. So what is the array? This is the array syntax. This is called 1D array, and this is arg is your variable. So I will come on that. So this is the complete syntax of the method. Okay, again you can see we having the one keyword that is called a static and non-static keyword. Okay, so what is a static and what is non-static? So you can see here in Java we having the two types of the member, a static member and non-static member. Okay, any member, if you are using a static keyword, that is called a static member. Okay, so main method is your static member. Member doesn't have this a static keyword, that is called non-static member. This is, I have created this method. Okay, I told you, right, this is optional. So I want to create non-static member. So we don't have any static keyword. Again, you have to tell. So in a static and non-static member, so a static member we having the a static variable. Okay, we have these are the static member, a static variable, a static block, and a static method, and main method is also a static, right? Main method is also static, main method. And one more member is there, inner class. Inner class, a static member. Okay, inner class. So we'll not discuss this inner class, and we are not using also frequently. So this four member we will learn. Okay, then again for non-static member we have a non-static variable, non-static variable, and we having the non-static block, and we having the non-static method, and one more member is there, constructor. Okay, so when you are creating this class, right, so these are the members. By using this member we can implement our logic. Okay, so today I will try to explore your static and non-static method. So I told you, right, why we use method, right? So let me explain one more time. We having the 100 test cases. Okay, here in 100 test cases, right, test case 1, just writing one, like this is your test case 1. Okay, this is the test case 1, and again this is your test case 2. Again we having the test case 3 like that. So this is your test case 2, test case 3, right? So what happened, every test cases we have to log in our application, right? Login application. Okay, so when we are going to log in the application, right? So you have in this logic just we have one, I have created one class. Okay, class login page. Okay, in this class you are writing here the logic to develop the login. You have your application will login. So what happened, we having the main method, right? So just I'm writing public main method, public static void main. Okay, just I'm writing in shortcut way. Here in Selenium just we having the piece of the code. If you are learning first time Java, might we will not understand this. Just I'm going to tell you why we use the method concept. Okay, so now what happened here, we will develop some code. So we having the system here, just the line of the code here is launch the browser. So we'll use here what system dot set. Let me, I will not going to launch, write this code, I will copy somewhere. Okay, first we understand why we use this method concept, then we will understand types of the method, then types of the method where we can use all the methods, right? So these things we should know, right? You are learning the concept but we don't know what is this and how to use this, right? So let me open this, because that line of the code is like 4 to 5 lines. Okay, so this class we are writing the code to launch the browser and launch the application. Will take time. Okay, so actually in the real time we write our code here only. Okay, so this is our big test batch. Okay, so here you can see we have this code. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, by using this code here, launch our browser. Okay, understood, right? How many test cases you have? Might be I'm not able to. Just I'm writing this here. Class login page, and this is your public static void main. Okay, inside this is the code, right? This line of the code, by using this line of the code, you just you should not understand what is this code, just understand what using this code we can launch our browser, or some logic is there launching the browser or maximize the our application and all. Okay, so what happened, in every test cases you have to do the same thing. Again you will write the same code, same thing here. Again you will write the same thing in here, right? Again you will write the 100 test cases. No, this is not a good practice to do that. Okay, no, what we can do, this logic we will develop inside this method, any method. Okay, so what I'm writing here, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create public static void login page. Okay, I will create one method here. Okay, this is the non-static method. Okay, I will come static and non-static, and what I can do, this logic I will write inside this method. Then what is the profit for that? You should not write this complete line of the code for every test cases. Then what you have to do, simply you have to simply call this method login page. That's it. Understood, right? So this method will call in all test cases, will log in the page. I will call here, I will call here. You should not write this line of the code again and again. That's why we use method concept. Again, here we have to understand, a static and non-static method. Actually, we have a two types of the method as a Java level, concrete method and abstract method. So we will discuss first concrete method. I will come on the abstract method. So concrete method, we having the static method and non-static method. So again, I will tell you, okay, we have a static and non-static. So you can see main method is a static. Okay, so why we have a static? Because JVM will provide memory for a static member. Okay, you can see when you will write the static means we having the single copy of memory. Okay, so I will give you one example, like we having the HDFC Bank, right? What I can do, I will make bank name as a static. Okay, I will make static bank name. Okay, understood, right? But I cannot, because this is the single copy of memory and this is common for every customer. But if you will give the information name, customer name as a static, then what will happen? The customer, this customer information. So customer having the name, name of the customer, right? PAN card, right? Be having the mobile number, be having the Aadhaar card, right? So if you will make this a static, then what will happen? If some customer want to change this mobile number, then it will impact to the other customer also, because the static means we having the common copy of memory. It will impact to the another customer also. We will not use here a static data, a static concept here. Got it right? Because it will impact to the other customer also. So a static means JVM will provide the memory. Okay, Java virtual machine will provide the memory for a static member. Okay, but non-static member, if you have a requirement to give a specific copy of memory, then we will go for non-static member. So non-static means this name is your non-static PAN card, mobile, Aadhaar card, all are non-static member. Okay, so what happened? Non-static member will not get memory directly. Okay, you have to create an object. Okay, so I will come on that for non-static member, how to create a method. So now I'm going to creating a method. You can say this is your public. So again, this is the optional. You can access anywhere. So just I'm writing here public to creating a method, a static method. I'm going to create a static method, return type. If you will not give this return type, you can see if I will compile this code, invalid method declaration, return type required. Okay, you must be have to give the return type. Understood, right? So again, we having the two types of the return type. So coming session we will discuss. Okay, so if you are not returning any data type, then we will give the void type. Okay, so you have to give this because this is your mandatory. Method name is mandatory and method will always start from login page. So second word is your capital. Okay, so this is your naming convention when we work in the real time. So we follow this naming convention. So login page. Okay, so what I have written. So this is your login page. This method is called non-static, sorry, a static void type. Okay. I'm going to create one another method. This is your number of customer. Number of customer. Okay, so this is the number of customer. You can see here there are two types of the return type. Okay, so one is your void type and one is your non-void type. if if you will not use this void keyword, in place of the void keyword, if you are using any data type, that is called your non-void type. Okay, so this is your number of customer. A static, void, this is your non-void type. Again, how to access this method? Okay, so how to access this method? So you can see here, when this is your main method, first we will compile this our code main. Okay, first you can compile this code. You can see sorry, where is, okay, let me comment this. Okay, if you will compile this code, compile, and I'm going to execute, you can see only main is executed. So if you have a user defined method, means method which is developed by us, right? That is called user defined method. If you have a user defined method, then you have to call that method, otherwise it will not work. Okay, but main method is automatically called by the JVM, because JVM developer has written the some logic. If some users will execute our code, main method will execute. Then how to access this user defined method? So this is your static method. So a static method you can call directly. Okay, a static method you can access by using the class name dot this method. Okay, and a static method we can also access by using the object. So I will teach you the object creation in the coming session, otherwise you guys will confuse. So just remember, a static method will call, by using, uh, you can call directly, or you can access by using the class name. If I will compile this code, able to compiled, able to execute, how many times you have call? Two times. You can call the method n number of times. Okay, so how this is working code, whatever we have learned from yesterday, you can see what happened here. We having the .java file, right? Login is your test, right? .java file. Then what the compiler will do? We will compile our code, right? When you will compile this code, it will check the syntax, everything is fine or not. If everything will fine, then what happen? It will create a .class file, right? Dot class file will be created. Compilation is done. Then your execution will start. When you will execute the code, then JVM will search where is your main method. Then control will go to the main method. If main method is not there, your code will not execute. Then method will execute from top to bottom. Okay, method is executing from top to bottom. Then what happened? This line of the code will execute, main is displaying, right? Then again, when the control will go for line number 17, then it will search where is your login page. Then it will go and this block will execute. Again control back to the main method. You can see line number 18. Again you are calling the same method. So you can call, you can access this method by using the class name. Okay, so again the class name dot login. Again it will go and execute the same method, and lastly control back to the main method. Like that, this execution flow will work when you will use the method concept. Okay, one here I'm going to compile this code. Okay, you can see if I will compile this code, you can see we are getting some compile time error. Line number 11, missing the return statement. So when you are using non-void type, non-void type means any data type, then you have to return some value. You have to return. So return is a keyword. Okay, why we use this, I will tell you, when you will work in the Selenium, then you will get the exact why we use this. Basically what happened, you want to return some customer, how many customer, right? So here you have to give the return type, how many customer do you want to return? This is the integer type, so you have to give the integer value. Even you can give the 0 also. Okay, so I'm going to call this method also. I'm just directly I'm calling this method. If I will compile this, okay, you can see number of the customer. So control flow is the same. When line number 19 will execute, then it will go for this block, login block, and again the control will come back to the main method and it will execute number of the customer. Okay, that's all. Today just I cover the static method. So we having the many things here. So we having the also parameterized method or non-parameterized method. So I will continue tomorrow. Okay, you will get whatever I am teaching every day. Just do the practice every day. Otherwise, that is not useful for you. Okay, do the practice. Okay, install your JDK or Edit Plus software and try to type all the code and try to execute in your system. If you are facing anything, please reach out to me. I will help you. Okay, I'm going to stop your session. Thank you.